with the announcement of the newest entrant into the heavy-duty aftermarket Industry Hall of Fame. The Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Industry Hall of Fame was created to help reinforce the importance of the industry and its relevance to the growth and stability of the U.S. economy, employment, and American industry. It is the intention of the Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Industry Hall of Fame to honor recipients that have made significant selfless contributions to our industry. Each year, award candidates are recommended and assessed by an independent panel of industry experts. Each member of the selection committee recommends potential recipients and assesses the candidates in several key areas, including length of service, significant impact on the industry, commitment in industry participation, and thought leadership. I'm pleased to be able to present this award to someone who has not only lived up to these standards, but has dedicated himself to advancing our industry throughout his distinguished 40-plus year career. The individual selected to receive the 2015 Heavy Duty Aftermarket Industry Award is Mr. Pete Joy. Pete has dedicated over 40 years to this industry. Let's spend a few minutes and recap that career. As I recap Pete's career, there will be other comments from several of his colleagues that will be shown on the outside 2 screens. The first 5 years of Pete's career in the heavy-duty industry were with Palmer, a New England-based distributor. He was then offered and accepted a field position with the Midland Ross Corporation. Following the purchase by Eklund, Pete joined their marketing department and integrated their mix of products. When Eklund was sold to Haldex in 1998, Pete followed and helped transform Haldex into the industry-leading supplier. An industry friend, Tom Gosnell, formerly of Meritor, describes his experience with Pete as a vendor. I met Pete about 35 years ago when I was a purchasing manager. I learned a valuable lesson from Pete regarding who has the leverage on the pricing of engineered products. Tom and Pete are good friends today, and Pete is one of the people Tom most respects in the industry. In 2001, Pete joined ranks with a large group of active heavy-duty industry professionals who were working to continue to change the face of the industry. Pete was one of the early leaders of the supplier support for what is now called Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Week. He was the first chairman of the Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Supplier Planning Group for Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Week. He was an original member of the Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Week Joint Operating Committee that put this great conference together beginning 10 years ago this week, and was the first supplier co-chair of the first Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Week 2006, along with distributor co-chair Dave Shear. As Tim Krause related, for me, Pete is a great leader, mentor, strategist, and back then, a strong force in making the Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Week come to reality. He worked tirelessly with the suppliers and distributors on the concept of Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Week and how it is made up ultimately today. He is someone that even today remains a close advisor and mentor to me, as well as a good friend. Bill McLeese, chairman of Bendix CBS, added, "I was very fortunate to get to know and greatly respect Pete when we were competitors. His strong industry knowledge and personal insight was a key driver of the consolidation of industry events in North America. And he was a key architect of Heavy-Duty Aftermarket Week. The supplier community will forever be indebted to Pete for his selfless contributions, and I will always be better because Pete is a friend of mine."